So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Of March 2023, time check 4 p.m. It is finally the day we have been waiting for.
Because I know Jenny, I'm an alumni of Ingenium Concept, so I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
I want us come up on stage. The MD CEO of Ingenium Concepts Limited, Jennifer Orode.
I talked about communication, and I also talked about the psychography of the customer. Before you say I do to that employer, there are things you have to consider. Whatever in your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. So the onus is not just on the customer service rep, but on everyone in that organization. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Customer service in Africa has been one with mixed expression, and customers are not finding the services of businesses up to par yet. Businesses, on the other hand, are coming to cognizance of the need to better their service experience. In light of these, Ingenium Concept Limited has taken up a big leap to train 4 million Africans from Nigeria.
31st of March 2023, time check 4 p.m. It is finally the day we have been waiting for.
Because I know Jenny, I'm an alumni of Ingenium Concept, so I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
I want us come up on stage. The MD CEO of Ingenium Concepts Limited, Jennifer Orode.
I talked about communication, and I also talked about the psychography of the customer. Before you say I do to that employer, there are things you have to consider. Whatever in your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. So the onus is not just on the customer service rep, but on everyone in that organization. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Of March 2023. Time check 4 p.m. It's finally the day we have been waiting for.
Because I know Jenny, I'm an alumni of Ingenium Concept, so I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
I want us to welcome up on stage the MD CEO of Ingenium Concepts Limited, Jennifer Orode.
I talked about communication, and I also talked about the psychography of the customer. Before you say I do to that employer, there are things you have to consider. Whatever in your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. So the onus is not just on the customer service rep, but on everyone in that organization. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
31st of March 2023. Time check 4 p.m. It is finally the day we have been waiting for.
Because I know Jenny, I'm an alumni of Ingenium Concept, so I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
I want us to welcome up on stage the MD CEO of Ingenium Concepts Limited, Jennifer Orode.
Whatever in your business, you should let your
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
in your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Customer service in Africa has been one with mixed expressions, and customers are not finding the services of businesses up to par yet. Businesses, on the other hand, are coming to cognizance of the need to better their service experience. In light of these, Ingenium Concept Limited, with the first
T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Ingenium Customer Service Training. I'm super excited.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
Can I see the energy? Can you wave? If you can see me, I want you to wave.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager knows that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
When the screen's filled with faces of amazing people ready to learn and how to be that exceptional customer service representative. Amazing. Vivian, I see you. Edna, Margaret, Quinta, Melissa. Okay, everybody, do something for me. Let me know where you're reaching us from in the comment section. Talk to me. Where are you reaching us from in the comment section? We would like to hear from you. Let us know where you're reaching us from. Let us know. We'd like to feel that energy. Where are you reaching us from in the comment? Kenya, Lagos, Nairobi, Benin City, Nigeria, Abuja. I see that. Success from Nigeria, Kenya. Amazing, amazing. Do we have people from New Zealand? Owerri, Abeokuta. Okay, Kano. That's right. I love that. I love that. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Give me your favorite emojis in the chat box. Give me your favorite emojis in the chat box. Give me your favorite emojis in the chat box. Yes, I love it. You're giving me the love. I love it. I love it. Keep it coming, everybody. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. We've been expecting you. We've planned all of this just for you because you are exceptional. My name is Gloria Olufeko, and I'm honored, elated, blessed to be your compere today at this life-changing training. I mean, this is organized by Ingenium Concept Limited. And today we're going to be training you, we're going to be teaching you and everything that you need to know to be that exceptional customer service representative. So all through the event today, we would like you to turn on your videos because we want to see your beautiful faces. So can you give me a high five, a thumbs up? Thumbs up, everybody. Give me a thumbs up. Let me see you. Let me see you. Yes, I love it. I love it. Well done, wherever it is you are. I'm sure you have your pens ready, you have your paper, you have everything that you need to write down today because we're going to be learning on how you can be that exceptional customer service representative. Okay, just stay mute where you are. We're going to take questions much later on after the session, so you do not need to turn on your mics for any reason. Just stay mute, okay? We will take your questions. You can also drop your questions in the comment section, even as we go on today, okay? So let me know in the comment section, what are you looking forward to? Talk to me in the comment section. We have customers association. Yeah, so it's an international matter here. So wherever it is you're listening to me from, Kenya, Nairobi, Abuja, Abeokuta, you're getting internationally certified today, that I can promise you. So can we give a virtual round of applause to Ingenium Concept Limited in the comment section? Give me a virtual round of applause. Or if you can clap, I can see your clap. I can see it. I can see it. If you're clapping, I can see it. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing, amazing. All right, so we have something for you just later on today. So I do not want you to go anywhere for any reason. Do not leave where you are. Stay where you are so that you do not miss out on everything that we're going to be sharing today, because today promises to be amazing. Today promises to be mind-blowing, mind-intriguing conversations, because today we learn what is most important. But first, let's do a quick exercise. Can you close your eyes, everybody? Close your eyes where it is you are and picture your business. Okay, if you're driving, don't close your eyes. Don't close your eyes when you're driving. But if you're not driving, close your eyes and picture your business and see your customers as the blood, and then your product and your services as the flesh and organs of your business. Now, can your business run without the blood? Can your body and your organs function without the blood? Of course not. So a good business cannot function without great customers. And that's why we put this up together for you. It's a free training where you're going to learn the perks and how to be that exceptional customer service representative. You're going to learn, relearn, and unlearn. That I can promise you. Everybody joining us on YouTube, we see you. You're on transit. Okay, please don't close your eyes if you're on transit. Pelumi, Ibejiro, Umar, Adekunle, Apanjoy, Solola, Mary, Chinwe. I see all of you. You're welcome. On behalf of Ingenium Concept Limited, we'll welcome you today. Okay, so let's not waste any more time. Are you ready? Let me see. If you're ready, give me your favorite emojis in the chat box. If you're ready, give me your favorite emojis in the chat box. Okay, you want the Zoom link? We'll put up the Zoom link for you on YouTube. Some people want the Zoom link on YouTube, so we're going to put that up for you also on YouTube. If you're ready to learn already, let me see your favorite emojis in the chat box. Favor likes love. Victoria gives me the cool emoji. I love that. I love that. Yes. Okay, keep it coming. I want that energy to be this way from now, even till the end of the event today. Do not go anywhere, okay? Let's move on swiftly over to the reason why we're gathered here today, to learn how to be that exceptional customer service representative. And at this juncture, I'm going to be reading the bio of the one person who is going to be training us, giving us everything that we need, the perks that we need, everything. She's not going to be holding back. So I do not want you to, for any reason, leave where you are. because I'm so excited already. Yes, I am. So I'm going to be reading a bio to you right about now and inviting her up on stage. Once again, do not unmute your mics for any reason, but please turn on your videos so that we can see your beautiful and handsome faces even as we go on today. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Orode is a customer service expert who re-engineers businesses across Africa to achieve high profitability by delivering exceptional experiences to customers. She is a firm believer in the mantra that businesses should be of and for the customer. She is a fellow of the West African Association of Customer Service Professionals, a customer service professional certified by the National Customer Service Association in the United States of America, a member of the Chartered Management Institute in the United Kingdom, and a chartered manager with the Nigerian Institute of Management, NIM. She holds a master's degree in business administration, finance from Coventry University, and has been trained as a portfolio manager by the International Faculty of Finance, United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer is passionate about driving business growth and transformation, as well as creating wealth for both customers and organizations. She has led and managed businesses and multi-dimensional teams across various capacities in treasury and security sales, fund management, business development, client relationship management, and strategy formulation and implementation. She is the curator of the entrepreneurial training program, CRSP, which has equipped entrepreneurs to engineer customer-centric businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer further explored her entrepreneurship career by starting up Ingenium in 2022, a business advisory firm committed to inspiring excellence and advocating for better customer relationship management in business organizations. Eradicating the pain of each customer had been the mantra at Ingenium, and the business lived up to its principles as it exceeded the fiscal year target.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
Less than 9 months since its inception.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager knows that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers
It's
ever.
positioning itself to accomplish the first of its kind, training 4 million people on customer service across Africa over a 12-month period. The training is themed, being that exceptional customer service representative, and is geared to change the narrative across customer experience from brands, career growth for employers, and customer centricity for brands. She also founded Astute United Kingdom, an investment brand that facilitates startup investment deals through its community-based tech platforms for founders, investors, and deal originators. This startup was conceived from a pool of Astute planned for 2023. She is happily married to a supportive accountant husband, Mr. Anthony Orode. They reside in the United Kingdom with their 2 children. She embodies a family ties, which you can see in the close-knit nature of a nuclear and extended families. Her philosophy is summed up in the acronym GIVE. Growth, helping you to become more and more, giving real depth to your business. Impact, helping you achieve a real transformation. Value, realizing the real potential of your business. Excellence, bringing on board best practices for business growth. Ladies and gentlemen, amazing customer service expert joining me from all over the world. At this juncture, it gives me great delight and honor to bring up on stage. As I call, I want you to give me a resounding round of applause in the comment section.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful
Ladies
and
and
insightful.
gentlemen, join me to bring up on stage the face of customer service in Africa.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager knows that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers
Ladies
ever.
and gentlemen, Jennifer Orode. Woo! Hey! Hi, Jennifer. You're welcome.
Everyone, how are we doing? You can be exceptional. Say that to yourself and mean every word of it. You too can be exceptional. Thank you, everyone, for staying with us all through the time of registration, and here we are today. Are you proud of yourself? A lot of you took that registration, took to the form, but not everyone is here today. So you count yourself really, really, really lucky. And from everywhere you're joining us, from wherever you're joining us in the world, you are welcome.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
If you are happy to be here, if you want to be on this
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
hand up on the screen and I will see that. I need to see that energy. I am contagious and I want to see that. If you are excited to be here, if you want to be exceptional, it starts with the energy. Customers are looking forward to those energies. Are you ready? Okay, thank you. I see all of you. Exciting. I see you. Now let's get to business because it's going to be a period of life-changing experience. This is not about career. This is about you first before anyone else. You before your career. You before your employer. You before the customer. And someone will say, oh, Coach Jenny, you didn't say that. Yes, I did. It's about you. The foundation, if the foundation is faulty, how can the building stand? All right, so mastering, according to Zoo, mastering orders is strength. So if you master your customers, you're good, you're okay. But listen to this, mastering yourself is true power. And if you know me, Coach Jenny, there is always the foundation. So what is the foundation for you to be exceptional? It starts with you. It starts with you. That is something you should know. And we are going to be doing this together. I wouldn't start this training without having to talk about you because that's the foundation. If you can hear me, please let me see your hands up that you can hear me. I need, like I said to everyone, those of you who reached out to me via DM, I said to you, ensure there are no distractions. Ensure every word that comes out today, you hear them because they all contribute. Just as with an organization, for every unit, whatever they do affects.
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
Okay, now
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HRO manager, the warehouse manager know that whatever they do affect the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Who you are for you to be able to serve, because who you are is at the core of what you offer. Now, knowing thyself and how it aligns is the beginning of this journey. Understanding your purpose, understanding your career path, understanding the values and the principles that would shape everything you do, the interests and your aspirations, the things that motivate you. These are the foundation, the building blocks upon which your career should be built. And if you want to be exceptional, of course, you can't miss all of this. Now, the first question is, what is life purpose? And someone will be wondering, why are we, is this a motivational speaking class? Why are we teaching about life purpose? But you see, this is the beginning. This is the foundation. Until you understand you are not able to give. You can't give what you don't have. And you do not understand. If you don't understand what you have, how then can you give it? So life purpose, this is the big platform, the big picture. This is the platform upon which every other value and composition of who you are rest upon. the life purpose. This is an imprint you would like to leave behind. What is that thing you want to be known for? What is that impact? All right, that's all about your life purpose. So when you hear the life purpose, please, it's about the work you hope to do in your time here on earth. And career is also part of that. Now, career should be a subset of your life purpose. And someone will say, what? Oh, yes. Should you want to live an exceptional life? Should you want to be happy? Should you want to have a fulfilling career? That has to be a subset of your life purpose. And that's how you find satisfaction, irrespective of the circumstance, irrespective of the situation. Your employer cannot pay you enough to guarantee satisfaction. This is the only way you can guarantee satisfaction. Making your career is a subset of your life purpose. So you need to understand who you are, what you want to leave behind, and then plug in your career. All right? Now, what are your values and principles? These are for your values. For instance, these are the things you have placed so much high opinion on. These are things that cannot be divided. You can't be separated from them. I am big on integrity. Whatever I do is informed by my values. All right? And your principles are the foundation upon which all your values will reside. So your values will shine through your principles because they will guide you. All right? The interest and aspiration, and I keep saying for exceptional people, you are motivated differently. And that is the reason a lot of employers, they struggle. They struggle because they do not understand the things that motivate people who are exceptional. All right? Your interest, this is your hunger to learn, to grow, to being more. Your interest, it is your hunger to learn, to grow, and to be more. Aspiration, this is your yearnings. What your longing desires to achieving something. I do not want every customer who comes in angry going back unhappy or going back the way they came. That is a resolution. That is something you aspire to do every single time. And it's important that we understand our interests, our aspirations and motivations are different. I am only here to speak to people who are ready to be exceptional. All right? Motivation, like I said, this is a force that propels you. Now, some of us, the motivation is different. It could be monetary, it could be networking, it could be anything, right? But the force propelling people who are exceptional are different. We'll see that in a little while. Who is then a customer service rep? We've talked about you as an individual. Let's go into your career, the one that you have chosen. You signed on by yourself. You were not coerced to being here. Oh, well, maybe circumstances probably have brought you here, but you've decided to be here. All right, now, who is a customer service rep? You are the go-to guy. And someone will say, Coach Jenny, what's that? You are the go-to guy. Now, let's define a go-to guy. A go-to guy is someone who everyone runs to for support, for help, for assistance, for information that are even not necessarily. Everybody thinks that that one person has the solution to everything. As a customer service rep, you are the personal assistant to that customer, irrespective of the circumstances, the situation that your employer has provided. It is not defined by that. So when I hear people say, oh, after all, I'm not well paid, I feel depressed. The customers are very rude. They are this, they are that. I mean, that's all of that seem to affect the service you give. One thing I will say to you, you are not ready just yet. All right? You need to look for Coach Jenny. All right, you are not just the good guy. So as a customer service rep, everyone will tell you, oh, you're the go-to guy, you're the good guy, but you are not just the good guy. You are not just the good guy. One, note that. You are not also just the best guy. Guess what? You are the only guy. You are the only guy in that room. So when you aspire to be the only guy. Now let's look at some of these qualities. We will take this real fast. so you can ask questions, because I know a lot of you have questions to answer. No, by the way, there is something that I'm going to do something different today. And I hope I don't get into trouble with my team. Now, there's going to be a link that will go out right now in the chat for some of you who will be very fast to join my community. This is my internal circle. If you know you want to be exceptional, please, if you are not ready, don't join. The link is going to max out. Don't take people away from, don't take people away from the opportunity to be exceptional. If you're not ready to be exceptional, please do not join the community. So a link is going to go up in the chat right now. Join the community. And if you are on Zoom, please turn on your video. I want to be able to see you and interact with you. Turn on your video. Do that right away. You don't want me to kick you out of Zoom, do you? All right, turn on your video if you are on Zoom. And let's do that real quick, and let's not be distracted. Qualities and attributes of an exceptional customer service rep. What are these qualities? The first we're going to look at, and is the most important, and is one of the key foundation of whether you would last long, you will stay as long as 25 years in that career, serving customers, and even becoming more, is high emotional intelligence. Someone will say, okay, yes, we know high emotional intelligence, being very, yes, we hear all of that all the time. And I keep saying, this is not a class where I do definition. This is a class where we tell you about the practicality of how to apply the things you already know. So high emotional intelligence, with all the definition, ability for you to recognize and put your emotions under wrap. Yes. Short way, simple way for you to remember. The ability to put your emotions under wrap. Lock it. So every time you're coming to work, you put that under wrap and keep it somewhere. Now, I give you a story. You are a customer service rep, you're coming to work, and, you go through traffic, you are not the bad guy. You're very punctual at work. And on this certain day, something happened, maybe traffic was terrible, or there was a little snag, and you got to the office a few minutes late, and there your HRO standing there yelling and saying, why did you come to work late? And you were trying to respond, and it just cut you all short and asked you to get to work. Just right the minute you take to your desk and getting ready to serve customers, you are slammed with a memo. Kindly explain why disciplinary action should not be taken against you. All of these are meant to put you in situations that you shouldn't be as a customer service rep. They would startle you up. But this is where high emotional intelligence comes in. In as much as the circumstance and the situation is not palatable, does not allow for you to even smile, you need to put that under wrap. You are human. You'll be angry. Oh, but I am the best staff. I come in early. Why am I not being given attention? Why am I not being given a waiver? Why? How dare they give me a query? All right. Your emotional intelligence will tell you, okay, all right, I need you to get behind all of this, put it under wrap, and let's get to work. So high emotional intelligence is putting every emotion on the wrap. Okay, now the next quality of an exceptional CSR, I will keep saying that going forward, the customer service representative, CSR, is the positive attitude, your friendly disposition. This is how you create an aura around you, the aura of reception. You are saying to the customer, I have been waiting for you to come. So as a customer service rep, you need to have a positive attitude, creating an aura around you. And every time the customer comes, they want to speak to you, because guess what? Who are you? You are the only guy. What is the next? The next is an upright personality. Now, a lot of you, we've talked about who you are, your values, and all of that. Who you are is at the core of what you do, service inclusive. Remember, we said that. Now, for someone who is upright, for a CSRO who wants to be exceptional, you need to have that upright personality. You need to allow your values to shine through. You need to allow your aura to radiate. You need to allow a room. You need to feel your personality in the room, and everyone want to come in contact with that. So the values, the solution, the goodness that comes with you must shine through. So as a CSR who want to be exceptional, you must keep an upright personality all the time. Flexibility. A CSR who want to be exceptional, you have to be flexible. You have to be flexible. You have to be able to adapt. See, when situations come, you do not know what will come first. Are you going to attend to an aggrieved customer, or are you going to attend to the very rude one or the very ill-mannered one? You don't know what's coming your way. And that's why emotional intelligence is very important, because that creates, it shields you away from all that is going to happen. It protects you as a CSR, and also against, so you don't personalize the situations you're faced with. And then your flexibility allows for you to adapt. So the situation does not define how you react or respond to that customer. You are flexible. Sometimes you run, you fall, you sleep, you stand up, and you keep serving. Irrespective of whatever it is, you adapt to the situation. You are flexible to attend to this whatever situation that comes your way. Now, communication. How do we serve customers without having to communicate? Your communication skill has to be very good, top notch. But someone will say, yes, I hear them. No, it's not for you to hear them. That's what we call listening. You have to listen. You have to listen to the customer for you to understand the needs of the customer. A lot of time, we CSRs get into trouble because we have failed to listen. Well, we'll be talking about customer communication in a little while in details. Communication, again, is the mother of all skills. Who knows that? The mother of all skills. But do you know what? Listening is the mother of communication. So if you listen properly, you'll be able to communicate effectively. Now, be knowledgeable. This is the next quality of a CSR who wants to be exceptional. Be knowledgeable and be informed. You can't serve a customer without knowing the product of your employer. You can't. Sometimes customers get very upset knowing that you do not understand even the tiniest of product that or service that your employer has. And you'll be like, oh, sorry, I just got here. Oh, I just resumed for a week now. That's not the concern of the customer. They want you to know everything. At that point, remember I said you are the only guy. They don't see anyone else. You are the real person. You are the entirety of the organization. So you have to be knowledgeable. You have to be informed about your employer's brand. Now you are the company, okay? The next skill is you have to be a problem solver. Not every second you are running to a colleague or escalating. Some of us CSR, we do that a lot. We escalate just to get off the hook. Escalating doesn't mean you're getting off the hook. Oh, look at that. So, but again, you have to be ready to solve the problem. What is it I can do for the customer? What more can I do for that customer? Now, what are these unique traits? There are some very uniqueness. So you ask yourself today, what are these? Do I have some of these traits in me? If I don't, or if I do, how well have I positioned myself using them? Let's look at some of these traits. Now, the first is resolute and focused. As a customer service rep who is exceptional, you've resolved and you're always focused. So there is nothing that would make that situation go bad with you. It's a resolution. So people who are exceptional, they are resolute and focused. All right, they are motivated differently. We touched a little bit on that a little while ago. They are motivated differently. They are resilient. See, nothing can shake them. They peak performance. They are determined to serve over and above selling. See, every time a customer is in your employer's premise, you need to serve. That should be the order. In serving, you are selling. They are driven and guided by aspiration. So whatever the situation your employer is throwing at you, it doesn't move them. And this is why they're very resolute. It doesn't move them. They are not shaken by that. They are intentional. I remember when Gloria was talking about reading my bio and all of that, she called me the queen of intentionality. You have to resolve to being that. You have to resolve to being intentional. Now, to say, I want to be this. I want to be A, B, C, and D. And you work towards it. I haven't seen just one person who is that intentional and never crushes goal. They always peak performance. Always. All right? Now, they don't see frustrations. Another trait, they don't see frustrations. Rather, they see opportunities in rare form. Instead of them seeing frustration, it is an opportunity, but in a rare form. That's how they see it. So tell me, how do you think these people are not able to peak performance? They would peak performance all the time. All right, and then they make sacrifices. Sometimes you find that even because they are passionate and they want to be the only guy, they do everything sacrificial too. You see them working overtime. You see them doing the jobs of 10 people. You see them sitting in just for the sake of the customer. They make sacrifices to attain their goals, and that is making the customer happier than they came. All right. I know every time we hear people tell us, oh, as CSRO, you are meant to smile. Smiling is part of what you should do. Smile before the customer. Do not keep a straight face. And I know that a lot of us think that smiling is for the benefit of the customer. But let me shock you today. It is not. Smiling is a skill. You say, what? Oh, Jenny, how can you say that? Yes, smiling is a skill. And some people will say, well, you fake it till you make it. You fake the smile. Can you fake your skill? How do you get the job? So when they say smile, it is a requirement and not a state of your emotion. Smiling does more to you, the CSR, than it is to the customer. Now, when you smile, according to definition, it is a facial expression in which the eyes are bright and your expression of amusement. You're happy to receive the customer. It is an approval. You are saying, come to me. I am ready to serve you in whatever capacity I can. So you are perceived as being receptive. That's how the customer sees you when you smile. So smiling, they say, is not for the benefit of the customer, but for you. Again, when you smile, it is a pleasant and encouraging way. It gives you that appearance, the aura we talked about earlier. And did I mention to you that smiling is an activator and a catalyst? It is. It activates your emotional intelligence. It activates that positive aura that we talked about. So when they say smile before the customer, it is you getting ready for the customer. It is not about the customer on how well your smile doesn't really do anything for them. It just makes them read you in the state you want them to read you. All right, so please, let's smile. Not because the customer needs it, not because it would do anything for the customer. The customer is not going to change the reason why they came in the first place, but it's going to help you get ready for what is about to happen. All right? Now, some of the benefit is it helps to activate your high emotional intelligence. We've talked about that. It prepares you for what is about to happen. That's very critical. Because sometimes when the customers are coming, you don't even know what you are up against. So just smile. All right? And that will help to tense the whole thing down. It activates your positive emotion. You appear friendly and you appear willing to help. That's where they want you to be. Customers want to perceive you as, I am willing to help. All right. So please do that. Let's look at some of the ethics. Of course, without ethics, how can we even thrive in our profession? Now, what are ethics? These are the actions or inactions that we're guided by. These are principles that we've put in place to guide us through our day-to-day activities in the organization. So ethics are good. But I give you a short story. I went on a media round on a topic that unethical practices is actually killing our economy more than economic factors. You see, practices that are not ethical, they kill businesses faster, they kill career faster than economic factors because, well, those you don't have control over. But your ethics, you do have control over, but you've decided not to do anything about them. And it affects you as a person, your career, and even that business. So let's look at some of these practices that are guiding us, that should guide us as CSR. The first is integrity, the state of being whole and undivided. Don't be surprised that it's first on my list. The state of being whole and undivided. That's one of the first ethical practice we must have as CSRs. For you to thrive in this industry, you need to be able to uphold some of this, all of it actually. Loyalty, making judgment and avoiding conflict of interest to both the organization and the customer. Now, I need to let you know something. As a CSR, you are the go-to guy you are the go-to guy for the customer and equally the go-to guy for the brand. You must be found equitable all the time. You can't be found wanting to being on the side of the customer and being on the side of your brand, your employer's brand. It has to be equal all the time because you are representing your employer's brand before the customer. And when you run down your employer before the customer, you are not getting their privilege. You're not getting their attention by doing that. You are actually sowing a bad seed. Because they see you as, okay, if she can say this about her employer, she must be saying something really worse about me. All right, so you must be found at all time representing your employer's brand and that of and this is where loyalty comes in. You must be loyal to your customers as much as you're loyal to your employer's brand. All right, you must be at the middle all the time. The work is not easy, but again, it's possible. Now, caring. This is compassion. This is genuine. You have to serve from a place of care at all time to customers. It has to be genuine. That's the time you can tell yourself that you were being exceptional. You were doing. It is not by what is being offered. It is not because you need to make so much sale, but what is the benefit to the customer? You need to be genuine about serving. All right? And then fairness. Again, you have to be found treating both sides of the pedal equally. Respect. Respecting your customers not because they have made you happy or sad. No. Respect your customers because they are your customers. They are the reason you have a job in the first place. They are the reason there is a profession called customer care units. And they are the reason your employers found the job, found the business, set up the business. Because it is the business of the customer that your employer founded. And that is how you got into the career. And that is how you were employed. So you see, you have to respect them, whether they are rude, whether they are unruly, whether they are just terrible, or whether they are good. You need to respect them. Excellence all the time. You need to be at your best practice dealing with customers. You can't be found not knowing what to say. don't come to work on that day. You can't be found not to know what to do. It is different when you've gotten to the max of what you can do, yet the situation is not resolved. But you need to get someone, a superior, into that conversation. That's different. All right? Accountability. Now, this is the best time. Accountability. This is the best of them all. I think I've been saying all of them, they are the best, actually. All right, accountability. Now, what is unique about this is, for those of you who haven't gotten my book, The Customer You Had But Never Knew, this is the time for you to go get the book. Accountability. This is owning your actions. Please, somebody listen. Own your actions. That's okay. Own your decisions. That's equally okay. But this is the best part. Own your omissions. A lot of time, some of us CSR, we run away from the things we omitted. Oh, a customer has called and they said, I ordered for 24 cartons. How come I got 14? And you're looking for, oh, I thought, it's your omission. Own it. That shows that you have integrity. Customers will trust you. In fact, situations that could get them really upset, for the fact that you owned it, they are simply just going to say, all right, how do we fix it? So be accountable all the time. As a CSRO, it's important you are accountable as a CSRO. This is very important. If you're not taking anything away from this training, please take this home. All right? The link for the book, I think, is in the chat. Team, please go ahead and send that link. Please, if you're here, I am encouraging all of you to get the book. In here, it is the cheapest you can get it. On Amazon, you can check the price. All right? But this book is going to do you so well. It will talk about the psychography of the customer, understanding the need behind the need. Why do customers want to buy a phone that is that expensive when there are other phones that can do even way better? All right? So you find all of this in the book. Now let's look at some of the best practices. What are these practices that, as a CSRO, things that you should be found doing? Know your employer's brand. We're going to run through all of this. But most importantly, I'm going to stress on one of them. Know your employer's brand. Show respect. All right? Personalized relationship and service. Now, do not assume. A lot of us, we work on assumptions. Do not assume. You would lose that customer quicker. Now, have you heard me? For those of you who are following me on social media, you would have seen this comment or quote from me saying, the benchmark for a CSRO now, it is not that you earn customer loyalty later, but that you are earning customer loyalty at the first interaction. I was like, Coach Jenny, how is that even possible? Oh, well, it's happening. Why not you? All right, listen attentively, do not assume. Now, this is the interesting part. And every time I do it, even preparing for this training, we've had this training over and over again, but every time we treat it as though it's new. Treat every customer as though you just met them. As a CSR, treat every customer as though you just met them. This is how you take away familiarization, because there is a thin line. Some of you get so used to the customers, and because they are old customers, you treat them in a certain way. Once you lose that customer, you can never get the customer back. So treat every customer as though you just met them. Aim to serve genuinely. Now, let's look at communication in service. I said we're going to touch about it in a little while. And then we'll talk about something really, really new. You find some of these in the book as well. Communication is sharing of information. We already know that. But there are types of communication that we want to buttress on today. And the first is the passive. We know what who passive communicators are. These are people, they're like the underdog. They are very soft in their voice and in the body language. You know, they allow other people to air and express themselves. They bottle up a lot of things. But the danger in that is the day they explode, everything goes wrong. And then you have the aggressive. Now, these people, as a CSR, you don't want to be the passive. Equally, you don't want to be the aggressive communicator. These people are loud in every sense. In the way they speak, you can feel touch and hear their emotions. They are loud. They are very demanding. In fact, it is never their fault. It is always their opinion and not others. They blame others for all the errors and omissions. You don't want to find yourself here. Now we have what we call the passive-aggressive. Here the body language is loud because of the aggressive factor in it. And then the voice is a bit subtle, is calm. All right? Again, you don't want to be here. Now let's look at the fourth one, the assertive communicator. As an assertive communicator, you are expressing for both sides to win. It is always a win-win situation. You have your own opinion about something, but again, you see the opinion of others. And this is why when I hear people always ask me, Coach Jenny, are customers always right? And my undiluted response is yes. Customers are always right. This is because it is their opinion, whatever it is. It's their opinion. You are not in the court of law to know who is right or wrong. You are there to be the go-to guy. You are there to be the solution provider. You are there to, so when a situation presents itself before you, you are not meant to dissect it to see, okay, where is the error? Is actually the customer? You are wasting time. You are not being a CSR at that point. Who made you a judge? The customer has the right to their opinion. And as a good communicator, as a good CSR, you step in to provide solution. Remember, we talked about the traits. They are problem solvers. So if you're a problem solver, you won't be seeing things like, okay, that customer, no, they did wrong. You will see that. All right, so this is the recommended. Be the assertive communicator. You have your opinion, but again, see the opinion of others. It is a way to communicate for a win-win situation. All right, let's look at the 7 C's clearly, all right, of communication. The first is clear. Please speak in simple language. I don't understand big grammars. Customers don't want you to bore them. Don't go and study the dictionary because you want to impress the customer. All right, so speak in clear, simple language. Simplicity, again, is the order of it all. All right, be correct. Every information that you have, every information that you are giving out, ensure it's the right information. You cannot be found misleading the customer just because you want to impress your employer. Remember, we said you were the go-to guy for both of them, and you must be found equitable. You can't be found wanting. Right? The pendulum mustn't be at equilibrium. It has to be at equilibrium. So your information has to be correct. All right? Concrete and logic. So be specific and be logical. There's chronology in your resolution, in your service, and in your recommendation. All right? Be concise. If you can say something in 6 words, please don't say it in 12. Don't bore the customer and do not waste their time. Be cautious. Be respectful. Be respectful, all right? It's contagious. Have you not heard in organizations, people come in and they say, oh, I would want to speak to a certain CSRO, and they say she's not at work today? Oh, okay, I'd rather call back. These are the qualities we want you to have as someone who is aspiring to be exceptional, you must be cautious all the time. For those of you who reached out to me on DM and we got to respond to you, every time you say a thank you, it is always my absolute pleasure to serve. Always. All right? Be coherent. Please, like I said, keep it simple. Let people be able to understand you. Right? Pass the correct information. So these are the 7 C's of communication. There are a lot of them. If you check the book, you'll find probably more. Now, let's go to the very important part of communication. Intonation in service. What does that mean? Intonation in service. This is bringing emotion into your conversation. How do you say certain things? The words, how natural words would mean differently when you apply emotion. This is what intonation is about. And someone said that we're in English class. Oh, well, we're not. All right, but emotion is important if you have to serve customer. And how you communicate that, how you connect with the emotions of the customer determines how well you will serve that customer and how happy the customer would leave your employer's brand. All right, let's look at the first one. There is what we call the rise-fall intonation. Now, that rise-fall intonation is the recommended. But before we take a look at rise-fall intonation, let's look at the fall intonation first. Now, when you use words of appreciation, that's a fall intonation. Now, a fall intonation could be something like, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. So at the thank you, there is a drop at the you. All right? It is used to show appreciation. So a customer has just walked into your employer's brand and they're so happy and they say, oh, John, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Don't go, thank you. No, that's so flat. You can do that. You need to portray, you need to project an emotion, even in saying thank you to your customer, and the fall intonation help you do that. What it means is your pitch starts high at the beginning and drops at the end. That brings the certain emotion to the appreciation you're giving. And then the rise intonation is when you are communicating information. A customer has called and is asking, oh, are you guys open on a Monday? Or when is your promo ending? And you go, the promo would run for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So you are giving the information in a rising tone. It comes with an emotion. So you are telling the customer, I just want to keep serving you. All right, so it's important that we apply this intonation in the right manner. We said the fall intonation is for appreciation. The rise intonation is for information given. Now let's look at the level intonation. You don't want to be here. Now, this is very sarcastic, where a customer is appreciating you and you are saying, thank you. You might as well just give the thank you, please. That's so flat, and you don't want that. All right, so you don't want to be found as a CSR on level intonation. It is wrong in every sense. The rise, fall intonation, now this is the recommended. So a customer is telling you, you are amazing. You are beautiful. You are, they're just giving you accolades. So it's a high version of an appreciation. So a customer is telling you, you've done so well today. In fact, I feel so happy. I feel so blessed to have met you. I don't think any CSRO has served me this way before. And you're saying, oh, you're such an amazing person. Thank you for your good words. Thank you for your good words. All right, so that's a rise, fall. Oh, you are amazing. That's all right. So it's a rise, fall intonation. And every time you do that, there are just butterflies in the heart, in the minds of the customer, and they will keep talking about you. Now, every time you project emotions into your conversation with the customer, that is a piece of you they take away. They take that away from you, your employer's brand. And every time they go out, please, people, they don't talk about you, how perfect the product is or the service is. They talk about how well you served. Oh my God, they'll be like, that CSR, if every brand can be like her, there will be no problem. So that is you leaving part of you with the customer. They go out and they talk about Jane, how Jane has been exceptional, how Jane was able to turn the situation around, how cautious she is. They talk about you, your quality. Remember, we said as a CSR, your values have to shine through. And this is what Intonation in Service would do for you. Get the book if you haven't. All right? Now, how do we use this? Another thing. A lot of us know the use of please and kindly. These are cautious words, respectful words to use. But how do you use them? We use them wrongly. And as a CSR, let's clear this up today. All right? Kindly, these are words you use. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Please are words you use to have an immediate response. So you finish serving a customer and you want a feedback. All you could do is, could you please rate my service today? That's instantal. They give you that right away. But for kindly, you use, remember I said they are both polite words. For kindly, you use it when you want to make a request that does not require an immediate response. For instance, could you refer? Now, could you refer is a good one, but should you want to be polite, could you kindly refer someone? So that's you being very polite, and that is you requesting for a result you hope to get, not immediately, but afterwards. So today we've learned something, haven't we? How is it going with us? Are you enjoying? Are you learning? Are you on learning, and are you learning? If you're not learning, you might need to leave the class now. All right, let me see your emojis in the chat. If you are learning, let me see that coming up, all right? Thank you. Let me see that coming up. Now, we know what is called needs and wants. For every time a customer is coming to us, there is a need or there is a want. But do we even know that sometimes customers do not even know what their needs are? They do not even know if actually a need is a need or a want. They don't. But you as a CSRO, you need to understand this. Knowing the need of a customer would allow you to serve them better. Now, there are needs that would need the psychological part of the customer. That is the physical need. So when a customer is presenting something to you, presenting a request to you, you as a CSRO, you're sitting down there, racking your brain, telling yourself, what is this need about? Is this physical or is this psychological? Now, physical has to do with the feel, touch, and psychological has to do with the emotions. Now, I give you a scenario. Three customers walk into a phone store and they want to buy a phone. And then the first thing they say is, the first customer comes and says, I need a phone. I'm just tired of buying phones on a daily basis. I'm tired buying phone regularly. And then the next customer comes up and say, I heard the latest iPhone 15 is out in stores. And then the third customer comes and say, you know what? I just need a phone. Now, these three customers, they all want to buy a phone. A phone will do the communication and the networking that they all require. But if you listen carefully, and that's why we say as a CSRO, you need to be able to listen to understand the need behind the need. If you listen carefully, you understand that customer A, the need of customer A for the phone is different from B and C. Customer A obviously wants a phone that is durable. Customer B wants a phone that would give her the self-esteem. Customer B wants the phone that would stop her from spending money. She doesn't want to spend money. So you ask yourself as a CSR, when a customer is presenting to you and you're listening, what do you hear? What do you hear from the customer? These are things you need to know as a CSR. Are these needs psychological or are they physical? You need to tell yourself and be able to differentiate that. And it's until you do that, you'll be able to serve them well. Imagine you give the lady who probably wants an iPhone 15 and say, okay, I don't have that now, but guess what? I will give you another phone. It does even way better. You would not have served the customer because she doesn't just want to buy any phone. She wants to belong to the elite of the elite. She wants to belong to the class that would use. So there is an esteem that comes with buying the iPhone 15. And if you as a CSR, you're not giving her that, you haven't served her. So it's important we listen. It's important we understand why a need is a need. Please get that book. Now, there is what we call the diverse nature of customer, and this is where every CSRO struggles. So listen properly here now. As humans, we are diverse and we are complex. And as humans, you would realize that even our needs are insatiable. So with the customer, it's not different because they are humans too. So there's what we call, the first nature we'll be looking at here is aggrieved or angry customers. Now, when a customer is angry, two things has happened. One, there is an emotional situation. Two, there is a physical situation. Now, as a CSRO, please listen properly. Should you want to address a situation that is already going bad or even bad, you need to first address the emotional situation before the actual situation. What is the situational problem? And what is the emotional problem? Address the emotion. Now, an aggrieved customer is someone who has either lost money or the product didn't function well or got, a bad experience from using your employer's product, or it could even be another company. And then they bring on that emotion to you. So know that they are projecting their emotions way and above even the situational problem. So as a CSRO, you must be smart to address the emotions first. That's the way you can give way for them to listen to you. That's the way you can get them to create a path for you to address the situational problem. If you do the reverse, then you feel the brunt of the customer. Now, there are ways you can do this. How do you get to address an aggrieved customers? We have 5 A's. The first 3 A's are addressing the emotional situation. And then the last 2 is to address the situational problem. All right? The first is you need to be able to apologize. See, nothing is as horrible as when you hear a customer complaining and you say, I understand. What do you understand? You don't understand. Because you truly, in as much as you're empathic, you truly cannot wear the shoe. That shoe, you can't fit in that shoe. All right? So the first you need to do is to address the emotional situation by apologizing. You will apologize to them. It calms them down. But you're not there yet. The second is to acknowledge. You have to acknowledge that this is a situation where even you may even do worse. So you acknowledge that they are right. The way they feel, they are right to feel same way because you could have even done worse. And then the third is to acknowledge them. Hang on. Sorry, did I say acknowledge? Acknowledge is the second. So the third is to appreciate them. Now you have been able to apologize. You've been able to validate their emotion by saying how you feel is okay because I would feel worse. Now the next is to appreciate them. You let them know that you are thankful for them bringing the situation to you because they could have walked away to another brand. And then all they do is to tell everyone that cared to listen how bad your employer's brand is. But they didn't do that. They came to you and they said, help to fix this one more time. So you need to be able to appreciate them for that. And after that, what do? Now you have done the three things. You've apologized to them. You've validated their emotions by acknowledging them. You have appreciated that they came to you instead of going to another brand. Now it's time to act. How do you act? You take the issue. Now, there is this phrase that has been helping over the years. As CSRs, you need to understand this. Every time you tell a customer, leave it with me. You walk into a store and there is a problem. And a CSR is telling you, leave the situation with me. I will handle. They feel as though they have met the Messiah. They feel as though they have met the person who would turn the situation, the bad situation, the unchangeable situation to something even palatable. So that is how you act. That is the fourth A. You act by telling the customer, please start with the phrase, ma, sir, leave this with me. And then you do everything, turn the business around for one customer. You see, I'm not going very biblical, but if you see, when the lost sheep, one sheep was missing. The 99, we left the 99 to handle the one. This is the same thing with an aggrieved customer. Turn the business around. Everyone must know that there is an aggrieved customer in that premise. Now, they call me the bully for the customer service. Yes, the bully for the customer. I bully and I am a fixer. I will go to the MD, I will go to the highest authority. As long as that customer remains in that premise, he is the priority. And then I give you a story. A customer distressed, wanted to travel. I was still working with the organization at the time. I am not the account officer, I'm not the marketer, but the customer, I have gotten a wing of what's going on. The customer needs his payment to come through. The customer needs to travel. I abandoned everything and everyone because the customer was getting agitated. I had to take the check, took a taxi because all the branded, the company's vehicle had all gone out with the marketers. And there was no one. And I got a wing of that. Even if the MD had given me a task to do, I left that undone. I went after the customer. I'll fix everything internally later. I went to the MD, check was signed, got the check, got to the MD, the client's office, delivered the check. I am not the account officer, but I got a wing of it. And that's why I say people who are exceptional, they make sacrifices. All right, so you need to act. Now, the fifth A is to audit. Audit is the customer has been served, the customer has gone out, the customer is now happy, the work has not ended. You need to put up a follow-up call to say, okay, ma, how is the service this time around? How is the product? That is you auditing. You were trying to get feedback, and you were asking for an opportunity to be more. What more can I do? How can I help the situation? How can I even make your experience better? What more would you want me to do? That's you auditing. So you have found out and you are creating a path for a relationship that is not even existing to come to be. All right, so this is very important. Now let's look at the scenario. I'm just going to read out the scenario just so you see how the situation is managed. Here is how it works. The 5 A's on how you can manage an aggrieved customer. Listen to this write-up. I am sincerely, okay, for those of you who do not know me, there is always scenarios around me. So it's about the practicality of service. So when you hear me say something, there is a story to back it up. All right? I am sincerely sorry to hear that your parcel is yet to be delivered. Now, this CSRO is apologizing, the first A. I understand this is very upsetting and I can get upset myself. This is you validating their emotions and how they're feeling at the moment. You were validating that. You were acknowledging how they're feeling. And then you go on to say, at the moment, thank you for bringing this to our attention and for not letting it slide. Thank you for letting us know about this. Now leave this with me. As we were speaking, I have paged the warehouse unit. I have paged them just so they know that a delivery has to go out in 24 hours. And as a CSR, I must mention, you must be multifaceted. You must be able to multitask. While customers is speaking to you with your eyes on them, your fingers are working. You are tapping a button. You are pressing a buzzer because you were sending an information to someone who is currently not there. But whatever everyone in that organization does affects the experience the customer gets at the end of the day. So it's important that we do that. All right, so leave it with me. I have paid the shipping department, the warehouse units. Okay, now this has been dispatched to you. There is a time. This will be dispatched to you in the next 24 hours on the 14th of October. You were very specific on when the delivery is going to get there. Now the delivery has gotten there. You are asking Mrs. Jackson. I am just checking with you again today to make sure everything worked out well this time. Is there something else I can help with? I would be delighted to be of service. See, creating relationship, if this is the first time you are resuming at that organization and you were able to attend to an aggrieved customer this way, you will earn their loyalty. So do you see why we say
So I know this training is going to be very impactful and insightful.
And not to be gotten later. All right, so it's important we do this.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HR manager, the warehouse manager knows that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers
for you to be better. So seize the opportunity and make the most of it as a CSR, just so you keep that customer within the organization for a long time. Now there are ways you need to handle this. All right. First, aim to help and not sell. So when you hear the objection, remember the objection is coming because they have been burnt before, they've not been satisfied by the product or the service, so they are giving you a second chance. Now do well this time around. Please do not sell. Address the issue. Over and above selling, recommending
I
the
know
highest
this
product
training
that
is
has
going
the
to be
highest
very
price.
impactful and
Recommend what
insightful.
would address the situation and get the customer's confidence back and earn your trust.
In your business, you should let your accountant know, the manager, the HR manager, the warehouse manager knows that whatever they do affects the overall experience that gets to the customer. The most difficult customers are your best customers ever.
Also understand the reason for the objection. Of course, you need to understand that. If you do not understand why they're objecting in the first place, how do you get to recommend? Pay attention to what the objection reveals, just so you don't fall into that anymore. Show empathy and willingness to help. Remember, we talked about the genuine care. One of the traits of a CSR. Forget about your employer this time because your employer is about to lose a customer. At this point, you are looking to serve the customer. You are looking to earn the loyalty of that customer for a long time. So please ensure you do that. All right. Now let's quickly look at escalation. I will touch briefly on escalation. Because escalation is another thing. It's a pitfall. It's an advantage. It has all its flip side. And we CSRO, we get caught up in that a lot. Those of you who have questions, I'm almost rounding up. Ask your questions in the chat box. Go and drop your questions. We'll address them in a little while. All right. Escalation is no sign of incompetence. Sometimes we CSRO, we've abused it. We escalate because we're lazy. We don't want to attend to this customer. I can't even deal with this. I need to walk away from this. And then you escalate. That's what we do most of the times. And that is the reason why our line managers are always upset when we escalate. And then they look at the number of escalations you've done in a week. And they'll be like, well, are you really here to work or here to escalate? All right, but escalation is a good thing. It's a sign that, all right, there are certain things that are beyond your strength and control. But the fact that you escalate is not bad in itself. It is when you escalate and you think that that's getting off the hook. When you escalate doesn't mean you are getting off the hook. It means that you have given that to a senior authority. However, you are following through. You are acting. Remember, we talked about 5 A's. You are acting and you are going to audits. All right, so how do you handle this? First, listen attentively to the customer. For issues you are going to escalate, you need to be able to document them properly. And you have to listen to document. You need to take every single complaint that comes in that objection or whatever the situation is. And then be truthful about it. Tell them that you would transfer this issue to someone. Let your customer know you are escalating. But again, that you will follow through with this. Leave it with me. The customer knows you're escalating, but they don't even know who you're escalating it to. Again, they still come to you for the final solution. All right, so escalate issues to the relevant colleague, not someone who is going to escalate it for the third time, and then you have a long chain of people who are going to be the solution provider. That's making it really, really long, and then you lose the whole essence. If care is not taken, you will lose that customer. All right? Now, keep your promise. So you assure them you will follow up, and you must keep to your promise. So if you say this will be resolved in 48 hours, people of God, please resolve in 48 hours. Keep to your promise. All right? Check with the customer because you have to audit all the time. Check with the customer and ensure that the service this time around is better. There is no more room for complaints, and you will be good. Now, who takes the value for that? It is not the colleague you escalated to, but you who did the follow-up. So when you escalate, doesn't mean that you don't get the glory. Now, let's quickly touch on feedback, reviews, and testimonials. We do this a lot. Just like we have, please and kindly, feedback and testimonials are reports from customers. We like to hear from them how our service has been. However, there is a difference. All right? For feedback, these are immediate. Something you get instantal. Oh, how has my service been? That's feedback from service. All right, we'll be looking at service sometime. Feedback from service. But for testimonials, these are feedback from the experience after onboarding your employer's product or service. That's the report you're getting. So these are the difference between the feedback and the testimonial. All right? Now, these could be qualitative or quantitative. So quantitative, you are trying to know how many of these 5 stars are you getting? Are you getting 3 stars or 2 stars? That's quantitative feedbacks. However, if you want to look at qualitative, you ask the question, why am I getting 4 stars? Why did you rate me 2 stars? Why did you rate me 5 stars? That's your qualitative feedback. So you want to go a step further into all of that. Now we have been speaking. Certification alone, for those of you following me on social media, you would have heard me say this. Certification and skill and years of experience is not enough for you to be exceptional. People who are exceptional are motivated differently, we've talked about. Now, let me tell you about 2CT. Now, the customer centricity or the customer centric training. Now, certification, or those who want to be exceptional, they go beyond and above. They don't settle for the average. They are always learning. They're always willing to becoming more. It is the quest to becoming more. That's how you become exceptional. Now, there's something I'm going to be sharing with you today. Please, for those of them who haven't joined the community, can you close that link right now? I'm sorry. I gave that instruction long ago. And if you were listening, you would have joined the community. All right? For those of you who are still smart, I'm sure they are delaying with that. You can join. Maybe if the link is still up. However, let's move forward. For those of you who are looking to be more, wanting to be more, There is what we call the 2CT training, the customer-centric training for CSRs who want to be exceptional. Now, let's look at what this training is about. I talked about service. There's what we call service. And there is what we call relationship management. When you are providing service to your customer, it is the offerings of your employer. However, for you to build relationship, it is way beyond service. So when you call yourself, a lot of times after the training, a lot of people say, okay, I'm no longer a customer service rep. I am a customer relationship manager. That is the goal for those who want to be exceptional. You don't see yourself as a service rep because a service rep ends with your employer's offering. But for those who want to keep relationship, I tell you something. Since I started my career, the only job I applied for was the first job I got after graduation, and every other job I got it via the customer. The only way you can get to being exceptional is when you create relationship. You aim to create relationship. You aim to not be a service rep, but a relationship manager. These are some of the benefits. So how do you become that exceptional? How do you learn the ropes of serving and separating that from becoming a relationship manager? How do you earn customer loyalty at first instant? Understanding the place of ethics, building personalities that would radiate positive aura. Let's take a look at this video.
My name is Chris, and I'm glad to share my journey with Ingenium concept.
Hi everyone, my name is Helen. I work for Yanda Beauty as a customer care representative.
So back in March, there was a free customer service training which I was able to attend. And after that training, I just knew I needed more because one of the things that stood out was service intonation, how that impacts what you serve.
My journey into Ingenium customer-centric foundation course has been amazing. It has taught me a lot of things. I've been able to discover myself as a customer care representative, know what to do, what not to do, feel better. And I would say it has been an amazing journey so far. Because of how impactful the last free training was, I decided to bother take the course, and it has really improved and enhanced my performance as a customer care representative.
So moving to the foundational course, I got introduced into how defining your goals, values, and beliefs defines and charts the course for you as a service person. Beyond that, I took the advanced course. In the advanced course, we got into the nitty-gritty of CRM tools, information gathering, and how all of that impacts customer loyalty and retention. Trust me, I am a better person having gone through the foundation and advanced course.
For those looking to take this training, I bet you this is the best decision you ever make because just take the course, take with you.
And I can only tell whoever is thinking of attending the customer service training that you will leave better than you came. You will get insight from a coach that is passionate about growth. Trust me, you don't want to miss this.
Yes, you do not want to miss that. I could tell you, someone sent me a message yesterday. She got an award for the best CRM.
My name is Chris, and I'm glad to share my journey with Ingenium concept with you.
Hi everyone. To tears because this is why I do what I do. All right? And there is always more. Someone said, why would you put the training for free? In fact, a lot of you were asking me, why free? Is it really free? Yes, it's free. Because there's always more. There's always more to give. There is always someone, if you listen to the bio that was read, my philosophy is give. An acronym, give. Growth, impact, value, excellence. This is what I'm about. And today, just because I want to be more to people and to Africans, I have gone round to say who will give us that for free, exclusively. Now, for those of you who want to be certified, you want to have the international certification. Now, listen to this. 20% of those in attendance today, 20% of those in attendance today would be qualified for the scholarship. Now, this scholarship has been given by our partners in the US. 20% of you. And once we get to the 20%, I'm going to end it. I'm going to close it. So for those of you who did not join that link, and for those of you who joined, now it's about the fastest guy. If you are here and you want to be tutored by Coach Jenny, you want me to hold your hands and walk you through this journey, and you want to become even better than myself, you would need to take this right about now. The 20% will be available for the scholarship to attend the 2CT program with me. Now, and amongst that, so that's not it. There is more. There's always more with Coach Jenny. Amongst you people, the top performers will be crowned the CCSP status. How many of you knows that? The certified customer service professional. Amongst you, the top professionals, the top performance. So if you are here, all right, so I'm being told that is counting. The scholarship discount that we're given by our partners is for you to take the 2CT course. You are not paying the original fee. You are paying 10,000 naira. You're paying 10,000 naira. You're paying $20. You're paying 1,800 Kenyan shillings for those who are in Kenya. And remember, I said this is just for 20% of you in attendance. So the rest of you, once I hit my 20% mark, that I have given instruction, you pay your original. All right, the link is now in the chat, and the percentage is already counted. So if you are here and you want to take advantage of this, 20% to you. All right, please still let me know how it is going. The link for the payment is right up in the chat. Use the link. Now, if you have asked questions, ask me anything at this point, but please do not miss the opportunity for you to be among the 20 people. All right? Do not miss the opportunity, but this is the time for you to ask me anything right now. Use me. I am here. I'm available. Use me. I am available right now to you. How has the training been? Take advantage of the 20%. This is all I can give to you. I try to get more, but my partners are what they are. But we have something. Let's take advantage of it. All right? 20% of those in attendance. You are a lot today. There's a lot of you today. So you see that 20% is going to count. Team, please, can I get what is the number right now? What is the number? Really? Oh, wow. So we should just close. Oh, wow. We have some very fast people here. We have some very fast people here. All right, good luck to those of you who are taking advantage of this. Let's have the questions coming in right about now. If you have put your questions in the chat box, we will see them. All right? Any question? Questions. Can we have those questions? Yes, 20% of you. I am really, really excited. This is the best class ever. All of you, 20% is almost closed out. Interesting. Team, is it possible? Can we have a move? I know that's not possible. I know it's just 20%. We try to move it, but we're not getting that. So after the 20%, the rest of you are going to pay what the original fee is. All right, for those of you in the community, the link will equally be shared to you there. And for those of you in the community, I have something special for you. You were fast, you were listening, and you could join. All right, so congratulations, and look forward to what's coming your way. Now, let me give you an insight into what you'll be learning. A lot of you do not understand what it means when we say selective adoptive personality. Not all of your personality should shine through. But how do you even separate that? Some of you do not even understand how to attend to bereaved customers. There are customers who have lost people who are very dear to them, but you do not know how to go about that. A lot of us do not even understand how to say a good morning. There are communities you will get into, and if you say hi, that's disrespectful. And there are communities you will get into and you say, and you give a hug, that's seen as sexual harassment. And do you think that you shouldn't be in this class? Think again. There is just a lot. And it's for how much? $20. For the first 20% that will take advantage of that, $20. If you're here. What's the number, team? Once we get to 19, I think I can sit down and have time for the questions. Just let me know once it hits the 19. I don't want 18.9. I don't want 18.88. I just want the 19. And I know that it's just 1%. And I can give a ring to my sponsors and say, okay, we've hit the 20 mark. All right, 20% of you. The Intonation in Service. You want to get that book. Oh, well, it's also in the training. So if you get the training as well. So those of you who have put up an emoji, let me see, how do you feel? How has it been today? How do you feel? Just use something to represent how you feel. Remember, I need to get that instant feedback as well. So tell me how it has been for you. How has it been? Has it been educating? What did you learn? What is the takeout for you from this? What is the takeout from you? Okay. Oh, I see that. Someone is asking, what is the original fee? Yes, we'll share that with you. I just need to give the grace to those who are doing the 20%. And once I have the information, we would have that information out. You're still here, we're having the Q&A. Of course, you have to ask me questions. This is an opportunity for you to speak to me today. All right? It doesn't come all the time. The amazing Gloria herself. Can I sit down? Okay. Oh, I see all of those emojis. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juliet, Caroline, Farrell, Christabel, Pastel.
All right, first off, people, can we give a virtual round of applause to Coach Jenny? If you thought that was brain-busting, eye-opening, can you clap? Can I see you? Come on, wherever it is you are. Let me see your hands moving. Please celebrate Africa's #1 customer service expert. I see it. Okay, your hands. Thank you so much, Coach Jenny. That was educative, enlightening, great. People are saying thank you a lot.
This is why I do what I do.
Thank you, Coach Jenny. All right, let's take questions. So they're asking, how long is the training going to last for if they make payments? Yeah.
Oh, so the training is for 4 weeks, but guess what? It's online and it's self-paced, and you get to work with us directly because there are tasks we need you to attempt. Like I said, the word is attempt, because we'll guide you and we'll hold your hand through it, and you become refined at the end of the day. There's always more, there's always work to be done, and you would learn how to smile, for instance. I'm always smiling, right?
Yes, you are. So when Daniel says, I want to register my younger siblings for the training, yes, please go ahead.
Absolutely.
Even your mom, your dad.
Yes.
So I think you talked about a reverend father even joining the
there are
training?
Reverend Fathers amongst us who, the last cohort, we had a good number of them. And again, this cohort, we have some of them as well. So if you think that the younger ones do not need a training, please do have another rethink. Please go ahead, share it with them.
Absolutely. Now, Chioma Ilo on YouTube says, you said forget your employer. You're about to lose a customer. If you forget your employer, you're about to lose a customer. But what if not following the company's stated process affects your KPI?
Now, so you see, and that's why we keep saying that CSRs, you do not need to keep quiet. And you do not need to be a customer service rep. No, please take the course. You don't have to be a customer service rep. You need to be a relationship manager, a CRM. It is at this point that your employer will take you seriously. So when they tell you, but the company policy does not allow for that, you tell them why you did that. And ask them when was the last time that policy was reviewed and revised. Because really, they should listen to you. Because you are an asset. So if you make yourself exceptional, there is no way you would not be listened to. So you speak up in your meetings, even way before you are being reviewed, your KPIs are being reviewed. Report the situation in your weekly meetings and say, we need to give attention to certain policies. Bring it up before you are being attacked.
All right. Ruth says, how do you respond to a customer who wants a compensation just because his or her friend got one?
You have to treat every customer as though you just met them one. You have to treat every customer fairly. So there is what we call the fairness. If you're giving to the goose, you must give to the gander. So if you're giving to customer A and they have come and they got a wing of it, so long as they met the terms and condition of why your customer got that, they also need to get it as well.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel Katiel says, with this certification, can a SSCE holder get a job with the certification? You just finished secondary school. Can you get it?
So there are a lot of SMEs who take interns. Yes, you can. In fact, I would be happy to see that an SSCE holder got a job of a CSR. Because a lot of SMEs, whether or not you have the certificate, are employing these people. And it is the reason service is appalling in our country and in our continent. A lot of us do not have the skill, and then we are interacting with customers. So please, get the younger ones in, register them, and let them take advantage of this.
Absolutely. Do we get a certificate after this training? Oh, yes, we've mentioned that already.
Absolutely.
With that, Adeyeye Moranike says, would there be an internship opportunity after the training?
Internship. All right, so I cannot employ everyone, all right? But there's a platform for CSRs where you get to network and you get to, if you are in that community, that information will be shared to you for career visibility, for networking with other CSRs. So you may just be with someone who the employers are looking for intern. Why not?
Okay, I think we need to take more questions from Zoom right now. But first, Aqua Daniel says, what do you do or how do you handle a customer when you've escalated to the first and second level escalation, yet the issue is not resolved?
Why? Who did you escalate to? And that's why we said you must escalate to a colleague who understands and can give you resolution. Do not waste the time, the precious time of your customers. Remember, you must keep to your promise of delivery. You are told the customer a delivery time. So you must work with that. And that means whoever you are escalating that matter to, they need to know or have the solution you are looking for. So don't just escalate for the sake of escalating. Escalate and be sure you're getting results for your customers.
Well said, Coach Jenny. Please, people, ensure you make payment to the right account number. Please. It's Ingenium dollar account. Please take note of the account. It has to have Ingenium there. Please be very careful with the account numbers you make payments to. Okay, someone says, can they work with the certificate in the United Kingdom?
Oh, yes. So a CCSP certification by the US is recognized globally, so you will have a privilege. And for those of you who are still thinking about registering, you don't get this opportunity twice.
How do you, Sarah Austin says, how do you utilize customer feedback to ensure business excellence? So how do you use that feedback to ensure your business excellence?
Is by integration. So every customer wants to feel as though you are listening to them. And that also make them advocate for your business. When they know that their feedback is being taken seriously, you are integrating it into your process, into your production, into your services. They know and they go to tell their friends and family and associates that, oh, this is where you need to be. They are the best brand. She's the best guy. In fact, they can recommend you to another brand if your employer is not doing you well. To say, you need to go employ Jane. She is the good guy you need in your business, in your brand. So yes, getting feedback and integrating that into service would not only improve excellence, but also customer retention and grow the numbers.
And someone on the Zoom says, what's your LinkedIn profile? They'd like to follow you across all social media platforms.
So it's Jennifer Arode. Type Jennifer Arode and I will just pop up.
We show, but I think we're about 19% gone.
19%.
Right?
Okay. So did someone ask me about the real price? Do we want to put up the real price now? For those of you, I'm sorry. You're just going to pay me more now.
Okay, Coach Jenny, let me request you, please give us another 1 minute to quickly make more payments.
Why? I need more money. I need people to pay me more money because it's way, way too cheap. Right? I need more people to pay me better money. But again, there's always more. So yes, you have your 1 minute.
Thank you, Coach Jenny. So if you've not registered, please go ahead to do that now. I'll always say something. It's better you strike the iron whilst it's hot. So go ahead to pay 10,000 naira Nigerians. That's very, very, very money for shawarma and whatnot, and it's going to change your life. So please ensure you do that immediately. And also for those in Kenya, the payment options are going to be displayed again. Please use the link to make your payments immediately so that you can be a part of this life-changing opportunity. Chekwibe Ugu says, would companies recognize the certificate given for a job opportunity as a CSR?
Oh, yes.
You've touched on
that.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A time will come if you've not associated yourself with Ingenium, you feel as though you're missing out. So for those of you who have the rare privilege of doing this now, count yourself really lucky. Because there's more coming. There's a lot coming. Okay?
I hope you hear that from Coach Jenny. Now, Babachide Lawal says, is customer service and human resources anyhow related? HR and customer service, are they related?
No, not really. So HRO doesn't have anything to do directly with attending to customers and relating to them. However, whatever the HRO does also affect the experience. So if the HRO is onboarding people who do not have the right skill to interact with customers, customers will get the brunt. And for those of you who were the right guys and the good guys, you feel the pressure. So yes, what they do also have a way of directly impacting you. So it means that you get burned out. You burn out easily because you're taking so much job because you have people who are very incompetent, and that's as a result of your HR.
Well said, Coach Jenny. Agent TNY on Zoom says, you talked about the fact that customers are always right. Now, how about a customer who doesn't want to listen to explanations about a product, doesn't want to hear you out, keeps insulting you, raining curses? How do you relate? Or how do you handle that situation?
So the problem is you. You will never find me speak to the customer as though the customer is wrong. Because the customer is always right. Yes, they've come up with, first and foremost, what was your ambience? What is oral around you? Were you overly smiling as though, who is this one coming? Or you were very genuine with your smile? Because they can see through you. And once the customer has started talking, what did you do? Did you give the contact, the eye-to-eye contact? What did you project into them? Now, in the course, we're going to learn about projecting into the emotions of the customer. Did you project right into the emotions? Did they get you? And did you get them? Now, even if you have done everything, you've appreciated them, you've thanked them, you have acknowledged their pain, and you've shown so much empathy and it's not working, you need to escalate. That's what we call the 10-meter rule. Before it becomes very physical, because sometimes some customers may get that way. Once you are not attending to the emotional pain, they may want to get physical if they have that in them. So you need to apply that rule and stay that meter away. Escalate. Now, remember I said when you're escalating, and I said something again. You need to multitask. Once you know it's getting nowhere, there is no headway, press the buzzer. Send the message, tap the button, the distress button, tap on it. So let someone come in right away.
Well said, Coach Jenny. Emmanuel, this question sounds like a worry. There's the invention of artificial intelligence, Coach Jenny. Technology is taking over. Now it's asking, as CSRs, how do they remain in business with the invention of AI, chat, GPT, and whatnot, where you literally do not need a human being to attend to you as a customer service representative? What do you do?
You see, you have to be the go-to guy. You can't be replaced. I was at London Tech Week, and we had the conversation around AI and inventions of AI and how that is going to replace It's not replacing. Also in the training room, we talked about CRM tools and how CRM would help or should help CSRO do their job better. AI is here to aid you do your work better. But again, the problem is not the AI invention. The problem is you, the CSRO. Have you made yourself indispensable? Because irrespective of how AI is good and is almost having the feel of a human, it can't be that of a human. And customers are emotional buyers. They want to relate with humans. All right, so AI, I was having this argument too in the London Tech Week, and I said AI is not they're not replacing humans. Well, we might have a bit of job cuts, but it's not a replacement. It's just an aid to further make service to customers swift. So if you as a CSRO, you understand your role, you understand your responsibility, you unlock your powers.
Well said. And to add to what you said, Coach Jenny, I think AI can't fail. AI is not empathic. AI cannot understand that, something just happened and then you lost your product along the way and can there be a replacement or something. So AI cannot replace a human being, no matter what it is. Adeye Morenike says, Dear Gloria, I have another question for Coach Jenny, please. Under the traits for a CSR that she mentioned making sacrifices. I think she's asking that is in all cases that you have to make sacrifices as a CSR?
It will present itself, and when it does, take it. Because that's the best investment, that's the best satisfaction you ever get. Once you make those sacrifices, they are very rewarding. Do not shy away from them. They can be very painful, and that's why it's sacrifice. They can be very painful, but take them. Okay?
Esther Onyenkwere, will a recording of this training be made available?
If you're taking the course, this recording will be made available to you if you are in the community and you have taken the course. Sam, there's one of us, our team member will call Sam. She is the student affair manager. She's going to make it available to those of you who are taking the course. And this is important because part of this is also the foundation of that course. You would make reference to today's training to have to begin your other training.
Well, do we have more questions? Please, let's have more questions. And if you've not registered by now, I really do not know what to say. But please, we'll be taking down the link very soon. But do not forget that in all you do, when you register, send a proof of payment so that we can register, we can acknowledge your registration. cstafrica@growwithingenium.com is the email address to send your proof of payment to once you're done registering. Do we have more questions? Do you have questions for us? Okay, let's take questions from somebody live audience or like to take questions from somebody. We'll mute you. You'll speak to Coach Jenny and then we will speak to you back. So let's take questions from somebody on Zoom. Definitely we can't hear people on YouTube. So we're going to take a question on Zoom. So, okay, Ajao Dotto is waving already. Okay, we have quite a number of hands raised. Just raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Jenny. Raise your hand. We'll see you already. We see you. Okay, multimedia. Okay. All right, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, well done, Coach Jenny. Thank you so much for the class. It's so insightful, and I really love it. In fact, it's everything I needed at this moment. So thank you so much. So my question is, I've asked the question before from the Zoom, but it was not read. So let me ask it directly now. in case you have a customer that want a refund and you've applied the OAs that you taught us, and the person is still insisting that is refund I want, what do you do? When you have those kind of customers that they don't want apology, they don't want, even if you acknowledge them, even if you do, if you're a Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. There are people that are frustrated normally. Even if you are trying to meet their emotional need at that particular point, they don't want to hear. So what do you do?
Refund. I don't know why businesses do not have that in their policy, especially in our terrain. In the international world, you are allowed to have a refund policy. Some businesses will do 14 days, some will do 28 days. And if a customer is returning a product within that period, you're meant to refund. Now, it depends on what your employer's policy or your business policy is. If there is room for no refund, was this customer informed at the onset? Because there are two things here. Did you inform the customer to say, hello, ma'am, this product is going to serve you for a long time. There is this, there is that. These are older terms. Please note that if you're buying now, there is no room for refund. This is what our policy is saying. Did you make that clear to the customer? And again, did the customer acknowledge that, yes, I'm okay, I'm not going to do that? And then you went ahead to make that refund. Do you have proof to this? When they sign the dotted line or they sign off on the receipt for purchase, are your terms there and they signed off on that? Because you need to have some form of proof. If it is not clear to the customer and they are back to say, oh, this product is not serving, or I don't want the product anymore, or I found a better product. In fact, in international, in other economies or other countries, you find out that sometimes the goods might even be in perfect product and they will return them. They will still take them in because it's within the return policy period. So you need to also make this clear and get the consent of the customer and have that documented. Once you've done that and the customer is saying refund, you have your case. But if you don't make it clear to the customer and they are returning, please do the refund.
Well said. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Trust. Your question has been answered. Okay, can we take Rejoice Ewa Henshaw now? Hello, Rejoice.
Hi. Thank you so much for this opportunity. So I happen to work with a branding company. I actually quit the job because severally the boss kept failing the customers and it caused a lot of issues. So many times he failed delivering the jobs and I'm the one to reply the chats. So I don't know, in a case where this happens again, how do I get to interact with my customers?
So your employer is failing?
Yes.
There's what we call, before you say I do to your employer, there are certain things you must consider. And for those, if you want to be the most sought after CSR, there are certain things you cannot joke with. Remember, you are motivated differently. And irrespective of how your employer is treating you, you are not motivated by that. It doesn't affect how you serve. So you must need to, there are certain things you need to look out for. These are the things we talked about, the selective adaptive measures that we also talk about in the training. Now, your value, until value aligns, the relationship between employer and employee is that of a partnership. Until value aligns, we can't work together. Your employer does not have integrity. And if you are big on integrity, my darling, what are you doing in that organization? I know it's not easy to come by to have a good job. I know it's not easy to get openings out there. But I also acknowledge that customers are always looking out for the interest of the go-to guy, the best guys and the only guys. So you need to put out yourself as an asset and ensure that you are the best guy. Now, you can't work with that employer. For instance, personally, I can't work with that employer because my integrity will be questioned as a result of my association, and I do not want that. So I'll take the hard and the difficult route and get out.
Well said. Thank you so much, Coach Jenny. All right, quite a number of persons are raising their hands here. Okay, can we take her? Please. Thank you. So by now, I believe, okay, please go ahead. Morenike Ogunleye, let's have you.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Coach Jenny. Thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Okay, I asked a question earlier on the group. I don't know if it has been answered because I've been having network glitch. How do you undo a customer, an aggrieved customer, who doesn't want to talk to anyone, who doesn't regard anybody aside the CEO? Like, she requests to see just the CEO and she's not willing to talk to anybody else. What do you do in that kind of situation?
Well, I'll always say that, thank you so much for your question. I'll always say that you need to make yourself the asset. You're the only guy, remember? So there's no one else in that organization. However, there are customers who, so I would have loved to ask this question back at you, but for the purpose of others, let me go ahead and go ahead to respond to this. You haven't been able to position yourself as the only guy. However, if you have done that, there are certain customers who want to be attended to for certain reason. Remember, we said 7 customers, you're looking at certain reasons they need. Why? Why does this customer want the MD to attend to her? It is the pride, self-esteem, ego, the social class. I don't want to be spoken to by a rep. I want to be spoken to by an executive. Allow that customer to go and speak to your MD, please. You remember you are serving them. So let them, this is what you want, right away, I'll get right on it, ma. Please, could you give me a second? I need to speak with my MD to see if he or she is either on a call, in the meeting. Give me a moment. Leave this with me, I'll handle it. Take that request to your MD and insist that your MD get to see the customer. Yes. So please, once they make that request and they are adamant about it, it means that there is a need behind that request. Honor that need so you can keep the customer forever.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Coach Jenny Morenike. I'm very sure your question has been answered. B. Dan Kamal says, after payments, what's next? Send your proof of payment.
Yeah, so you send the proof of payment and you won't be onboarded. I think the training starts on the 4th or 5th of first week in August. I'm not very sure of the date now. I think the team they will put it up there. That's when it starts. It's a lot. We usually would have. It's an interesting place to be. For any reason, if you're not learning, the community you would belong to, once you've made the payment, you'll be migrated to a community. It's a community of CSR brains, like minds. Across Africa is not just a particular country. You get to meet and network with people. So you're getting more from the training. And like I always would say, with Coach Jenny, there's always more. Absolutely. There is always more, way more. So if you haven't made that payment, I don't know, go ahead. Take money from someone, make the payment. It's sacrifice. However, you'll be better.
Thank you, Coach Jenny. Where do we send the proof of payment? We mentioned earlier there's a certain email address for you to send it. It's going to be put up again. Please, that's where all proofs of payment should be sent to immediately. We hope almost everyone should have registered by now. Please ensure that you have and send your proof of payment. Finally able to send my proof to the mill. Amazing, Titila, you're well done and congratulations. Alirat Ibrahim, I'll take you now, because I saw your comments. Please answer my question. So we are answering your question now.
I think she's muted.
Yes, please. Alirat Ibrahim, can we please unmute her? How do we pay in Kenya? If you do not want to make a transfer, you can pay on Seller. There's a payment link on Seller. There's also a Paystack payment link where you can just click and then it takes you on to pay. Okay, if you do not want to go through the hassle of making a transfer, there are 2 links on Seller and on Paystack where you can make your payments. Can we have Ali?
Oh, that's it. It's right up.
Okay, oh, amazing. Now the link is up. So please go ahead, click that now and make your payments. And we're also putting up the email address where you're going to send your proof of payment to immediately. Alira says, please show, do you relate this to, we don't quite get your question. Alira, please send that question again. Messi, our OG. Let's take you now. Messi, our OG.
Good afternoon, Coach Jenny. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the privilege part of this training. Okay, my question is, let's take, for instance, a customer that walks into the store and wants to buy a stuff, and after calculating the customer's item he or she picked, you've given the customer her bill, and she's like, I need a discount. And you tell her, I'm sorry, we don't do discounts until our seasonal sales. She's now requesting for you to call your boss for you to give her a discount, or she will leave the item, she will not buy again. In that situation, what do we do? And sorry, I also have another question too to ask. In a situation whereby you have a customer has a problem and you are trying to resolve the problem without involving your boss because you feel you are capable of doing it, and your boss gets to find out she's now like shouting on you, telling you, why must you handle it this thing by yourself? Why didn't you tell me? Why was I not informed? And you are almost resolving it. She's still screaming. In that case too, what should I do? Thank you.
Thank you, Messi. Thank you.
All right, so these are 2 questions in one. What was the first question again?
She's talking about discount.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Amazing. Yes, discount. Customers would always want. I mean, who doesn't like discounts? I love discounts. If I am insisting at that point in time, there is no sale, but your customer is insistent. Oh, you need to get me. You need to get me. Now, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how have I been? You know, the oral we talked about earlier does a lot of things. It takes you, it addresses a lot of foreseen circumstances that may come your way. It depends on how well you've been serving the customer up on to the point of the discount request. How have you been? Has it been cordial? Has it been very friendly? If it has been, there are situations where you can, avoid all of that. You could say, oh, I know you want a discount. I equally would want a discount. But you know what? Leave it with me. You'll be the first person I would let know once we start having that. Sometimes that may not work. Again, depends on how the relationship. So it's really about relationship and understanding them. If you project well, please take the course. If you project well into the emotions of that customer, you would know that this is a brick wall. This is not going to work. All you need to say is, give me a moment. Leave this with me. I need to speak with my supervisor. Let's see if we will be lucky. Now, you are not promising. You are letting the customer know we may be lucky, we may not be lucky. And then you put a call, I have a beautiful customer in front of me. She is buying a lot. A lot is relative. And then your employer could ask you, what's a lot? Anyways, they're just 10,000 naira. But she would come again, and she would come with more friends. Let's do this. Even if it's 1,000 naira, let's make an effort. Make the effort. Do not give your usual discount, but try to see if your employer can make a commitment that would get the customer committed. That's all you want to get at that point. It is not an actual discount, but it's a commitment. It's better than going without nothing, even if it's 1%. Now let it be that the customer is saying, oh, it's just 1%. You guys are very stingy. Yes, we're stingy, but again, there's going to be an opportunity and you'll be the first to call, right? And then for the situation of you are attending to an issue and your employer doesn't feel satisfied about it and getting angry to say, how did it take long? So a lot of factors would have happened. One, you took time resolving that issue. You're doing your best. That is best known to you. Your employer doesn't see it that way. As the customer complained, I don't know how did your employer get into the mix. However, something must have happened for your employer to get into the mix. Do not allow it get to that level. Do not see, respect the time of customers, your customers' time. They are very precious, and you need to treasure them. If you take too long in responding, I'm sure something has made your employer, leave the office to come to you to say you took long. So please do not waste the time. If you manage your time properly, you should be able to attend the customer in a record time. That's what we call the record time. And there's the recommended record time. A phone cannot ring more than 2 beep. A call cannot be extended for up to 4 minutes. There are certain rules. Have you taken the course? Please do.
Oh, yes. I was about saying that. We see quite a number of questions still about this course. Take this course. If you do, I tell you, you will be the one answering all of these questions that you're asking yourself.
Oh, I love sorry, Gloria. I saw the question from Nita about how old, is there age bracket for you to get a customer service job, and especially when you want to work from home. Now, this is the one brilliant thing I mentioned to those of you who are in the community. You would have the rare privilege of being on a platform that you can network with people and get other referrals from colleagues. So colleagues can refer you to their brand if you're very good. It depends on how well you are networking and communicating with people on the platform. Now, you are not too old. And again, CSR's role is getting to a point where you can stay in the comfort of your home and work from anywhere and work for anywhere in the world, any employer in the world. So you can work in the US. It all depends on how well you're managing your time. So if you want to work in the US and you live in Kenya, you know the time difference and you know how to structure your time. You can take as many jobs as you can. Indians are doing it. We Africans, we can. So yes, there is no age limit. As long as you're good, you are an asset and you're the only guy.
Just one more question, Coach Jenny, of course, of our time. Someone is saying they joined quite late. Can they please have the Telegram link again to join just once more?
That's my private community. You shouldn't be coming late. All right, one more time. Let's put that link up for the Telegram.
Thank you, Coach Jenny. So please, let's have the Telegram link up again for people who joined in quite late, so the community, people can join in. And we're going to be closing the registration for the course in another nanosecond. So, yes, nanosecond, half a second. So if you haven't registered, someone was saying that he wants to register his entire customer service team or his company.
Oh, yes.
That will he be getting a discount?
It's already overly discounted. Now, the real price is going to go up in the chat real soon. Once we close in nanoseconds, was that S? Nanoseconds?
Yes.
Nanoseconds.
Yes.
Once we close that up, the real price is going to. So you see that it's been overly subsidized. So if you need to register your team, I remember the last cohort, a hospital in Nigeria, over 200 of them got registered. A hospital. Yes, their team. So if you were here and you want to take advantage of the 10,000 naira or the $20 before you pay the real price. All right, please do that now. And if you are that signify, if you are in the community signify, look for Sam and say a word to her. She's going to cater for you and your team right about now.
Absolutely, Coach Jenny. Thank you so much. The questions are still pouring in, but sadly, I'm afraid we cannot take any more questions. But luckily for you, if you joined the Telegram group, Coach Jenny is there to answer all of your questions.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be rubbing minds with like minds, and you're going to have all of your questions answered. We see questions about working in a financial institution with aged people, old people. How do you relate with them as customers? We see a question about someone who has given a bad testimonial on social media about a brand. How do you handle that as a customer care expert? We see quite a number of questions.
Can I take that?
Okay, Coach Jenny. All right. Okay. All right. But before, we were going to take one more question, but before that, let me allow Coach Jenny take the question. I'm going to read that question to you again. If a customer probably gives a bad testimonial on the organization social media pages? Is it right to call back that customer to find out the issue and get a resolution?
Absolutely is right. That's what you should do anyways. Again, bad testimonies are not bad. Yes. Because these are the things that reveals the gap in your service, in how well you're serving the customer. You know where the gap is and you try to fill that up. But if they keep giving you all the good response and the good feedback, how do you grow? You don't become better. That's why I keep saying that your most difficult customers are the best customers ever. They reveal the gap in your service, in your system, in your product, in everything you do in that organization. Why are they not the good guys? They are your best guys because they make you better. In your innovation, you innovate because of them. You grow because of them. You become better because of them. So take that bad testimony and turn it into something really good. Reach out to that customer and appreciate the customer for saying that. Thank you for doing this. We want to be better. How can we even serve you better? We've seen the pain and we have positioned ourselves to even serve you more. There you have it. So bad comments are good comments.
Yes, that's it. Okay, final question from Sonny. He says, good afternoon. Thank you for the expanded knowledge. If training as such as this is paid for by the company, I assume he wants to pay for the member of staff for the training. In what way do you owe them value? And at what point can you move, if need be, to a bigger firm? Your question is a little not clear, Sonny. In what way do you owe them value? I think even registering them for the courses already value. And at what point can you move, if need be, to a bigger firm? Sonny, we don't quite.
I think maybe if a business or your employer is paying for the training and you've taken the training, they paid for you and you're moving to another organization. So you're feeling as though you've benefited from the organization, and now you're moving, taking the value somewhere else.
Another firm. Is it right?
You'll be fair, Sonny. You'll be fair to your employer. Your employer has paid for the service. You want to be able to serve them and let them grow to be better. So before you leave, like I would always say, remember you are representing the brand and representing the customer. So every time you interact with a customer, you are leaving a part of you with the customer. And every time you are also working in a brand, you ensure you leave a part of you with them. So that every time you leave, once you leave, your imprint is in that organization. They take that and ride with that. So once you're leaving, they fill the gap, the hole you bring on into the organization. But again, they are compensated for the enormous work you have done and the growth you have brought. But again, please do not take the training and once you get a certificate, you now move to another organization. That's not fair. And as a CSR, one of your traits is you have to be fair. Fairness is part of it. So be fair to your employer and also be fair to customers. Right?
And on a lighter note, Coach Jenny, J World says, who go help me pay for this thing? Bye.
You can ring a friend.
Yes,
talk to someone.
Call a friend. It's just 10,000 naira, $20. Okay. Sally, we cannot take any more questions. But if you've joined the Telegram group, we'll definitely continue all of the questions and answers right over there. I think we have 20%, right? We got 20% of the audience already. I think
that has been closed. Yeah,
yes,
they've whispered that has been closed. We can have the real price now.
Let's have the real price up now.
It's coming out.
Yes, it is.
Roll the drum. I'm excited about this part because I'll be getting more money.
So you're going to get to know what you missed out on if you did not pay 10K. Can we have the real price up, please? Meanwhile, I see you, Phyllis, Edna, Neyebe, Misola, Ayo, Margaret, John, Vivian, Felix. All right. So can we have the prize up now? Just before I let Coach Jenny go.
Certainly.
She's been amazing. So Coach Jenny would like to reveal the price you would end up paying because you did not take advantage of the 10,000 naira we're offering you. Can we reveal now? Revealing? 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 Yes, Adeyeye Moranike said, Gloria, the original price. Yes, the original price. Can we have the original price? Revealing. Drum rolls. Our hearts is there. Somebody said, Seno Emmanuel says, my heart is doing kick-up for the real price. Boom, 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 boom. Our heart is beating.
So the program is actually starting real quick. I think between the 3rd or the 4th of August. And so you have between those now, pay the real price. You have between now and then to pay the real price to be part of the program.
Yes.
There's always more with Coach Jenny. Are we going to drop something for them? Are we going to drop something for them? There's always more, like I said.
Yes.
If you're here and you want me to increase it by another 2%, that's a lot of money. 2% of the number here, that's a lot of money. My team is going to hang me for this. So the training is coming up on the 3rd of August.
Yes, so you can register from now till the 3rd of August. Thank you to everyone who has registered. 2%. Because Jenny, are you going to do this or not?
I always put myself in trouble, don't I? All right, 2% more for those of you who still want to pay. Yeah, 2% more, and once we get that, so I'm going to leave the stage now so that I don't keep increasing it. Yes, and I need to go. If you leave me here, I might just keep adding, right? So I need to leave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please give Coach Jenny a virtual round of applause if you thought she was amazing. Come on, keep it coming. Let me see your applauses in the comment section. Come on. Let's celebrate Africa's finest. Africa's #1 customer service expert and trainer. The one and the only Jennifer Orode people.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Well done, Coach Jenny. Thank you. All right, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we trust that was 2 hours of life-changing talk, life-changing experience, even as we talked about how you can be that exceptional customer service expert. Just today, we've highlighted certain points that you need to take cognizant of, even as you continue in your customer service journey. We want you to be that go-to guy. You can be that exceptional customer service, the one that everyone wants to talk to, the one that every customer believes would solve their problems for them. So even as you go on today, we want you to, everything you've learned today, hold it in your left hand so you do not eat with it with your right hand. And we show that your pens, your paper, your jotters, please guard them jealously, because in years to come, you will be grateful that you joined the training today. And congratulations to everyone that signed up for the course. I cannot wait to see what your life will be made of in another few weeks from now. And we still have 2%. Yeah, 2% going, 2% going, 1.5% going. 1.5% going. If you've not registered, please go ahead to register. 1.5% now. I'm counting down. Counting down. If you've not registered, 10,000 naira before I reveal the original price. Kindly pay a sum of 10,000 naira. If you do not want to make a transfer, you can do that with the seller or with the Pay Start link. And please ensure that you send your proof of payment when you're done making that payment. Some people are still begging and saying, please help me pay. We cannot help you pay. We can't help you pay. You need to make this decision yourself, because what you pay for, you value more, okay? 2%, 1.5%, 1% going, 1% going, 1% going, okay, half of a percentage going. Have you paid? Have you made your payment before we close it finally? And then the door will be shut. So please go ahead to pay. I believe you've paid Felix. I believe you've paid John, Adeboyi, Amy, Awodun. I believe you've paid Nancy, Maria, Morenike, Irene, Ado, Ayobami. I believe you've paid everyone. Benita, Messi, Thomas, Babatunde Chisom. I believe you've made your payments. because I really do not want you to miss out on this. Well, I love it. Oluwakemi says, paid since an email sent. That's it. Naya, I've paid. Congratulations to everyone that has taken advantage of this life-changing opportunity, and they've plugged in immediately for this course. It starts on the 3rd of August. And if you want to register for your company, please do that now, because we're going to be closing it in less than 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 1/4, 2 over third, 1, and it's closed. Congratulations to everyone that signed in. We really celebrate with you, because your life is about to change. You're about to be internationally certified. And to everyone that joined in on the community, congratulations to you too. Please do not drop your phone numbers on the call chat, so you do not, you're not scammed and whatnot. Please be very careful. Do not drop your phone numbers on the call. Thank you very much, Benita. Thank you, Alira. I would like to hear from you. How was it today? Please let me know your feedback in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. And I'd like to take just 2 comments. I'd like to read your comments. Talk to me. How was it? How was today? I told you we're going to learn, relearn, and unlearn. I see you. Uche Emmanuel says, awesome, impactful. Nancy says, amazing. Eye closing. Was it eye closing? Please, no, it was eye opening. Purity says, awesome. Sarah, insightful and relatable. Hope, educating. Mary, it was really motivating. Timmy, impactful. Thank you so much. Thank you. McKenna, amazing, educative. Account details again. For what now? You want to send me money? I thought I said we closed it already. Morenike is so impactful. Can't wait for the course to kickstart. Yes, we cannot also wait for the course to kickstart. Mdoze says informative, motivating. Yeah, we love the feedback we are getting. Can we get feedback from YouTube too, please? Let's have feedback from YouTube too, please. Daniel says, educating and impactful. Thank you, Coach Jenny. Informative, awesome, and educating. All right, if you love Coach Jenny, if you love Ingenium Concept Limited, can I see your art emojis in the chat box? If you love Coach Jenny and if you love Ingenium Concept Limited, let me see your heart. Give me heart. Beam, beam. Let it beat for us. I love it. Whoosh. I love the energy. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please follow us across our social media platforms. On Instagram at Grow with Ingenium. So head over to your Instagram page right now and please hit the follow button. And also, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button right now. Hit it. Hit the subscribe button right now and turn on the bell for your notifications so that when we post new videos to grow you, you will be the first to know. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, let the subscriber count fly up immediately. Please hit the subscribe button right now. And on Instagram, follow us at Grow with Ingenium. And please follow at Jennifer Orodi also on Instagram. Thank you. Olivia Ikedi was amazing and awesome. The best I have learned in all my years. Can't wait for the course to start. Love you, Coach. Certificate of attendance, I beg. Coach Jenny, too much. People must hear. 3 bossa for Coach Jenny, I beg. Bossa. Yes, Coach Jenny is the real Idon. If you don't get it, just forget about it. That's just it. Thank you so much, everyone. It was an amazing, amazing time with you. Trust us, if you leave us, so we'll stay here till whenever it is, till Mama calls. But Sally, we have to go. Thank you so much for joining. To everyone who registered, we see you, and you all are the real MVPs. God bless you. We wish you so much growth. We wish you success. We wish you immense progress, even as you continue in your journey as a customer service expert and as a customer service representative. We get to see you again on the 3rd of August, 2023. My name, once again, is Gloria Olufeko. And it has been my utmost honor being your compere today. Okay, so a little bird just told me registration is still on. Wow, okay. So Coach Jenny is very in the mood to be charitable today. So she says she's opened up again for you to register at the giveaway price. Okay, so I begged her and she listened to me. So please, you can register at the giveaway prize. But we cannot tell you that that's going to be on for... Blessing, are you sure you want to know the original prize? Okay, Chidima Blessing is saying, how much is the original prize? Don't worry. If you know, you might just faint where you are. So just keep it at 10,000 naira that you are aware of. And please register. It's still open, but not going to be open for long. You need to register now. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Morenike, Messi, Abibat, Sarah, John, Israel, Chioma, Chineye, Rebecca, Ufoma Patient, Juliet, Fumi, Omolabi, Tony, everyone that joined in and everyone that joined in during the training and even stayed till the end. Thank you so much. We celebrate you. Well done. Thank you. We wish you all the best. Do take care. God bless you. Good night.